Hello and welcome to News Morning here on Newday on TV3. My name is Beatrice. Coming up in the next few minutes. Government, through its embassy in Doha, announces plans to assist Ghanaian nationals in Qatar who wish to be evacuated by road. And still staying on the conflict, critically injured soldier in missile attack on Ghana battalion in Lebanon successfully undergoes surgery and responding to treatment. And much later on the program, local rice farmers urge President Mahama to act against appointees refusing to heed his directive to purchase locally produced rice. My name is Beatrice. Thank you very much for joining us on the program today. Now, the government, through its embassy in Doha, says it is making strategic arrangements to assist Ghanaian nationals who wish to leave Qatar. In a communique, the embassy said that it is exploring the possibility of evacuating citizens by road as part of efforts to ensure their safety. Ghanaians in Qatar who are interested in the arrangement have therefore been advised to indicate their interest to the embassy to facilitate the planning process. The embassy says that further details regarding the evacuation arrangement will be communicated to registered individuals once discussions and logistical preparations are finalized. The embassy also urged Ghanaian nationals to remain calm and stay in touch with official communication channels for timely updates on the situation. In a related development, the Ghana Armed Forces says the soldier critically injured in a recent missile attack on the Ghana UNIFIL Battalion position in southern Lebanon has successfully undergone surgery and is responding well to treatment. In total, 4 soldiers were injured in the attack, with 3 sustaining minor injuries. A statement from the Ghana Armed Forces signed by the Acting Director General Public Relations, Captain Veronica Ajohan of the Ghana Navy said all the injured personnel are currently in stable condition. The statement added that 14 officers whose accommodations were completely destroyed have been reaccommodated and provided with support. Despite the incident, the battalion remains in high spirit and morale continues to be strong. The Ghana Armed Forces expressed gratitude to the public for their ongoing solidarity and support. In a separate development, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has called on the Commonwealth of Nations to condemn recent attacks on United Nations peacekeepers in Lebanon, which left 3 Ghanaian soldiers critically injured. He says such actions undermine global peacekeeping efforts and the principles of multilateral cooperation. The minister was speaking at the 26th Commonwealth Foreign Affairs Ministers meeting in London, where he revealed that several Ghanaian peacekeepers were injured.
In Lebanon were attacked. As we speak, 3 of them have undergone multiple surgeries. An attack on UN peacekeepers is an attack on multilateralism. That is an attack on every principle that the UN Charter exists to defend. And so we urge the Commonwealth to wrongly condemn this attack and to demand immediate investigations so that peacekeepers will know that the sacrifices they make, leaving their families, their children, staying in harm's way to maintain global peace and stability means something to us, and that we will not countenance such unprovoked and unwarranted attacks. We have demanded investigations and we hope that the United Nations will act.
So on the foreign front, President John Mahama will embark on a 5-day working visit to the Republic of Korea from tomorrow, the 10th of March to 14th March. The visit is expected to strengthen bilateral relations and explore new opportunities for economic cooperation between Ghana and South Korea. During the trip, President John Mahama will hold bilateral talks with the President of the Republic of Korea, Lee Jae-myung. He is also scheduled to meet the Speaker of the Korean National Assembly, Woo Won-sik. In addition, he will further engage members of the Ghanaian community living and studying in South Korea and hold discussions with business leaders on investment opportunities in Ghana. Some more here, and local rice farmers are urging President John Mahama to act against appointees refusing to heed his directive to purchase locally produced rice. Spokesperson for rice producers and processors in Ghana, Dr. Charles Nyaba, says the action is not making farming attractive to the youth.
President Mahama expressed concern that several schools continue to purchase imported rice despite an earlier government policy encouraging institutions to source food items locally. Part of that policy specifically encouraged the purchase of locally produced rice to improve market access for Ghanaian rice farmers and reduce the country's dependence on imported food commodities. But the spokesperson for rice producers and processors in Ghana, Dr. Charles Nyaba, told TV3 News that appointees of the president have not enforced that directive to purchase local rice.
As we speak, majority of our members are still holding on with rice they produce in 2025 and 2024 on their farms. They could not even bring them to the nearest warehouses. We keep asking the question, the 200 million that was promised and released by the Ministry of Finance, where have they bought the produce from? It is clear that they continue to buy from importers or continue to import them. Similar directives was given to the president. The bodies that matter to execute this, they never heeded. We were expecting that since the president himself knew that his appointees are failing him, the first thing for him to have done is to actually investigate, and if those people have to be set aside for new leadership to take over, then we would have been excited.
The former executive director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana noted that due to non-purchase of rice from farmers, some farms remain unharvested.
A lot of promises they made us to collect data from farmers, we collect data from rice and maize stock. We only heard on air some time ago that buffer stock said the money that the Ministry of Finance released to them, they exhausted or they finished purchasing. So we went back to our members across the community to find out whether they are aware of any buffer stock people coming to purchase or to procure from them. None of them were able to tell us that they saw people from buffer stock coming to buy. So we are worried.
Dr. Nyaba lamented that the agreed price at which rice was to be purchased is not the amount the farmers are receiving.
Warehouses are full with rice. Some of the rice are actually going back because some farmers after harvesting could not bring them to the nearest places where they will be sold. Contrary to prices that we agree on 5 cedis per kilo for paddy rice, they are buying 2 cedis, 50 pesos per kilo from the farmers. So if we all agree and set a price, and if you either have a capacity to buy and store and in anticipation that government will come and buy, why will we bring the farmers so low to understand that they cannot go back to farm again?
He called on government to set up an independent body to monitor the enforcement of his directive.
We will actually be happy for the president to look for an independent body to execute this. But to rely on the same appointees in the past who disappointed us to do the same thing, it will not make any difference.
The objective of the measure by government is to strengthen local rice production and ensure stable and transparent supply chain for schools whilst creating jobs in the local rice value chain.
Now, the Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission, Anthony Uswansa, has announced measures aimed at addressing challenges in land administration, including the problem of double certification. Speaking on hot issues, he explained that the Lands Commission maintains full records and control over state lands, but does not directly manage private lands.
Before a land is registered, you have to ascertain that the use of the land conforms to the land use regulation in the particular area. So the district assembly will give you that planning permit, the planning comment, then you bring it to the Lands Commission. When you bring it and it conforms, then you go ahead and do publication. We publish it in the dailies for 14 days for people to see that you want to register this land. If no caveat is raised, it means that you can go ahead. So you prepare the title plan, then we issue you land certificate. So you hold the certificate, it means that the land belongs to you. You can trade with the land, you can take mortgage on the land, so on and so forth.
So how is it that some people are able to, I mean, for one piece of land, two people can have registration documents for the land? Is that a lapse in the Lands Commission's operations?
To some extent, I would say yes and no.
Okay.
In what we do, first of all, the chiefs may do the double or the triple or the multiple allocations that we are talking about. Mm-hmm. When you come with your document and you are in the process, another person can also come. We are not able to detect that this document has been received, the same land has been received, until we are doing the title plan, and that is at the far end. Okay. When you finish and you are plotting, that's where we get to know that this has been done. So normally the two certificates will not be issued, one will be cancelled, but then the process, they have taken time. And that will bring about the issue. I send this document to the Lands Commission, it has taken 2 years, they are not coming back to tell me that the land belongs to somebody. Exactly.
But why hasn't the digitization of your services been able to deal with that?
Yeah, that's one thing that I've identified. So now we are discussing that before, as soon as you bring the document, and then you lodge the document with us, you can note a proposal that somebody is in the process of doing that. Okay. And that also means that the title plan will have to be done from the beginning. When that is done from the beginning, then we are able to see. So when you bring, party B also bring the same document, you're able to tell that somebody is already registering this land. So that will, in a way, solve that problem.
Now, every year during the rainy season, parts of Accra, including Agbogbloshie, are submerged by floods, leading to the loss of property and sometimes lives. At the Galloway section of Agbogbloshie and at Makola number 2, a major drain that channels rainwater into the Odo River and eventually into the sea is heavily choked, largely with plastic waste. Joseph Armstrong Gold Alagui has been assessing the state of drains ahead of the rainy season this year.
Mountains of plastic waste now dominate section of the Agbogbloshie Galloway drain. What was designed to carry stormwater freely into the Odo River has become a dumping ground for sachet water robbers, plastic bags, takeaway packs and sand. The insanitary condition have overwhelmed traders and residents, yet many say they have little choice but to endure the stench and filth. This is Hajia. She has traded at these spots for more than 20 years. She says sanitation in the area has deteriorated significantly over the time, largely due to plastic waste. According to her, she used to fall sick frequently because of the foul smell from the drain. Although she says her body has adjusted, she admits the situation is dangerous, especially during heavy rains when the plastics block the flow of water. Our checks revealed the absence of adequate waste containers at the Agbogbloshie market. Traders and residents say they cannot recall the last time enough disposable bins were provided. In the absence of a proper waste management, plastics are often dumped directly into the gutters and drains. Some residents even allege that individuals collect money from people to dump refuse into the drain.
Why do you decide to pour dirty water full of plastics into the drain? Tell me. Madam,
yes.
Why do you choose to pour plastic waste into the drain? No, who sent you?
My madam.
Your madam asked you to come and pour?
I don't have any place to pour it. When you are pouring it into the gutter, they will not allow.
So why don't you have a bin that you can put the plastics in, rather than coming to pour it into the drain?
I told her, but she doesn't listen. And I'm working to her, so everything that she say when the challenge her is like it will do like you don't respect
so
her.
You are contributing to the field you are seeing here. Are you happy with the way this place is looking?
I'm not happy with it.
Here at Makola number 2, gutters along the main road are similarly choked with plastic waste. Environmental experts warn that single-use plastics are a major contributor to urban flooding in Accra. Unlike organic waste, plastics do not decompose easily. Instead, they accumulate in drains, block water flow, and force rainwater into streets and into homes. As the rainy season approaches, the situation raises renewed calls for stricter regulation, including a possible ban on single-use plastics, such as sachet water, and tin carrier bags. Advocates urge that without decisive action to reduce plastic consumption and improve waste management, the annual cycle of flooding and destruction will persist. As clouds gather over the capital, the question remains whether authorities will act decisively on plastic waste before the rains arrive.
Imagine this place without plastics, how it would have looked like. Currently, you see the whole place has been taken over by plastic waste that has been dumped by residents and traders living very close by.
Joseph Armstrong, good at the TV3, Galloway, Agbogloshi.
We go up north, and authorities from the Kintampo North Assembly have launched an operation to deal with illegal mining along the Blackwater. The crackdown follows a targeted operation in the riverine communities of Traban, Yara and Cliff, where illegal miners reportedly displaced from the Savannah region have attempted to establish new footholds.
Our security team, led by the Municipal Chief Executive for Kintampo North, has confirmed the destruction of equipment found floating on the river. The team intercepted and destroyed 20 primary units, which housed a total of 40 chamfang machines, dual motor suction platforms used to dredge the riverbed, while the miners managed to evade capture during the heat of the raid. The loss of equipment serves as a massive financial and operational setback for the syndicates. The MCE for Kintampo North, Isaac Donko, noted that the individuals currently targeting the Kintampo municipality are the same operators recently driven out of the Bamboy and Bupe areas in the Savannah region.
When you go to Trabang, to Fuboy, Yara and Cliff, that is where this galamsey is taking place. Those who were driven away from the Savannah area, which is the Bamboy Power area, they are those who have come to try to do the same mining in the Kintampo municipality, part of the Blackwater. So what we are saying is that Kintampo municipality is a no-go area in terms of galamsey, and we are giving the assurance. The operation we went and did today, we have destroyed over 20 chamfines which are on the river and polluting it, and we are also going to make sure that we really place surveillance on the Blackwater and make sure that anytime this illegal miners goes there to destroy the water body, we will make sure that we will also follow them up. What we have done today is not going to be the last, and we will make sure that at any point in time they come there to destroy the water or to mine on the Blackwater, we will also make sure we chase them. We couldn't effect any arrest. We had a whole lot of the chamfang machines, as I'm mentioning to you, about 20 of them. We had them and we destroyed. When you see the chamfang machine, each of them have two motors. The chamfang, the actual machine we call chamfang, there are two of them on one motor. So this 20 I'm talking of means we have destroyed about 40 chamfang machines on the Blackwater in this operation that we went and came today.
The river, a critical lifeline for the municipality, has faced increasing levels of pollution due to silt and chemicals introduced by the dredging machines. To ensure miners do not return, the Assembly has assured residents of improved surveillance along the Blackwater. The operation forms part of a broader nationwide effort to clamp down on illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey. In recent months, several joint security operations across affected regions have led to the seizure and destruction of mining equipment, arrest of suspects, and increased monitoring of major river bodies in a bid to protect water bodies and forest reserves. Belinda Tete, TV3 News, Blackwater, Kintampo Municipality.
Now, the Ghana National Fire Service in the Ashanti region has begun an intermarket fire safety competition to promote fire prevention awareness among traders. The initiative seeks to reduce fire outbreaks in major market through education and active stakeholder involvement.
Market fires often result in huge livelihood losses for traders. In January alone, the region recorded about 5 market fire outbreaks, prompting fire officers to intensify public education on fire prevention. To address the situation, the fire service has introduced an intermarket quiz competition to test traders' knowledge on fire safety.
We are allowing them to know what fire is, what will cause a fire outbreak, and what will prevent a fire. So that when they know, they are the best people to prevent the fire from what? Occurring. And even when they occur, they know how to manage them in their incipient what? Stages.
The competition brings together traders from various markets across the region to assess their understanding of fire prevention, causes of fire outbreaks, and basic emergency response measures. Speaking at the launch, the Ashanti Regional Commander of the Ghana National Fire Service, ACFO Peter Tete, said the initiative forms part of a broader strategy to empower traders to take responsibility for fire safety in their markets.
Fire safety or fire prevention is a shared responsibility. You are at your home, you are at your workplaces, you use what will cause fire outbreak. So we want you to get involved, know what will cause the fire outbreak, how to prevent it, and how to manage it should it happen. Get involved, because fire service you call us will come, but fire does not wait for anybody.
Acting Managing Director of Kumasi City Market, Ernest Afayam, welcomed the initiative, describing it as timely in helping traders better understand fire prevention practices.
If, as a result of someone's negligence, there is fire outbreak here, it is going to affect the larger population here. So, as for fire safety measures and education, it must be something ongoing to create that kind of awareness for the market women, the traders should be very conscious of it so that we will put it into practice to avert any further calamities.
Officials say the intermarket fire safety quiz will help deepen awareness and practical knowledge among traders to prevent future market fires. The Ghana National Fire Service says it remains committed to strengthening community-based fire prevention efforts across the Ashanti region.
And that's all for News Morning here on Newday on TV3. My name is Beatrice Edu. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. Do continue with us on Newday.
To explore Ghana again, from 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition, 3 regions, 4 days, Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region, chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over, Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Sing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition, 3 regions, 4 days, Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region, chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over, Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Sing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition, 3 regions, 4 days, Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region, chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over, Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Sing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition, 3 regions, 4 days, Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region, chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over, Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, come for Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Sing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition, 3 regions, 4 days, Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region, chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum. Come for no.
So we want to make sure that we ride on that theme as well, and we're able to do all things possible, just to give us great reflection, etc. Beatrice, good morning to you. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. How was yours?
Well, it was okay. It was okay. We can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do people always add that? We can't complain.
I don't know. Is it maybe maybe it's a Ghanaian thing?
Anytime I hear that, I'm like, if you can't complain, then why are you adding into it?
But we can complain too. We can complain too.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have been happening right here in Accra. The Ghana Highway Authority, Ministry of Roads, etc. They are doing some work on the Tetekwashi stretch. So some bit of traffic being experienced by commuters. And so if you know you're coming from the East Legon area, Medina, Adenta, and then you're coming from the Equiapim area or the Ebri ranges, you're likely going to experience some bit of traffic this morning.
Actually,
so you have to
saw it yesterday.
Okay.
Yes.
It started yesterday.
Yes. I don't know whether it started yesterday, but I used that road on Sundays. So from church, I saw the traffic building up from the other side. I was coming from what you call the Medina Road into Accra, but it was coming from the 37 end of it. And I've seen the work being done, but it was just yesterday that I saw the traffic. So yeah, and a number of people were complaining about it. So I think it's, there has to be a way of dealing with it,
And the Ghana Armed Forces have been giving us an update on the state of 4 soldiers, 1 critically injured at the time, and then 3 others equally injured. And the actions by way of the medical treatment that's been taken to make sure that they are in good health. We're told that there are places of accommodation, the makeshift one that they have on the camp had been destroyed, but they've been able to temporarily give them.
So that's about 14 people who have been displaced because of the bombings.
So they said they've provided some accommodation for them in the process. And it's all because of this Iran-Israeli incursions, because Israel started pounding Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. And we also happen to be stationed there as well, under UNIFIL.
Yes. I'm just happy that out of the 4, the critically injured person at least has successfully, per the statement from the Ghana Armed Forces, gone through the surgery, and the others also responding to treatment. So that's great. And I love what they added at the end of it, because sometimes when these things happen, the morale of the team goes down. But the statement indicates that their morale is still very high. They are in high spirits. So that's great for them to continue. And of course, the Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, also condemning what happened, because then you're targeting peacekeeping, which shouldn't be in such cases. So yes, hopefully we're able to get out of this quickly. Yes.
We'll get in touch with Richard Kumado, a security consultant, to try to have a certain measure up of what really the situation is. And then usually when some of these things happen, how it affects security detail team morale or
Yeah.
troop morale and all that. So we'll try to have some conversations there.
Yeah.
We'll discuss this for big issue because it's a big deal.
Yes.
You know that the Iranians have been pounding part of Tel Aviv
Yes.
as well as part of Israel as well.
Yeah.
So the Israelis are feeling it. The Israelis and the Americans also did some reprisals.
Yes.
Just about 24 hours ago, they also pounded some oil installations.
Yes.
So it's made leaks of some pipes within Tehran or some other cities.
Yes.
You'll find that fire is in some drains,
Yeah.
what we call gutters here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
fire had been in some drains, but
I think at the end of the day, the question people are asking, or really the statement people are making, is that we should end this. And last week we heard the spokesperson at the White House, Caroline Leavitt, saying that, well, the president is hoping that between 4 to 6 weeks, this whole thing will be over. Let's hope that really it is that those who are disagreeing with that and criticizing this whole thing. So at the end of the day, if this comes to an end, and then all these repercussions that we're seeing and hearing of would end as well. Yeah.
So we'll discuss that. CLOSAG is also on strike.
Yeah.
And so the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, they also form a fulcrum of those who are in the ministry, department and agencies working for the public service. And so we'll try and look at that, the effects on public sector works and activities, because public sector agencies, they tend to interface with private sector and those who want to make inquiries, who have ongoing business. And so if there's any strike, it tends to perhaps dull the moment or slow down work at the ministries, department and agencies. So we'll take a look at that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so make sure you join us this morning. Let's say good morning to you. And wherever you're watching us from, we're grateful that you've joined us. So please, always interact with us, TV3 Ghana. We're still in Ghana month. We have a special trip ongoing. And so you would join us and then also get to be part of this great encounter. You get to visit not only the central region, the eastern, and then also the Ashanti region as well. And in the course of today's edition of TV3 Newday, we'll bring you up to speed or apprise you of the various locations that our caravan will be going and how you can also join certainly. Let me say good morning to Dr. Juliet Yaira Tenge, as well as Pai Fianku of Engineers and Planners. And of course, Alhaji Nuruddin, who is a lead driver for Ibrahim Mahama, the business mogul, Chairman Prosper, Chairman Godwin Tamaklo, everybody else watching us this morning. And let's do this morning segment, and we're asking the question, what do you make of the incursions into or the distraction that was caused in the camp of Ghanaian forces who are serving the UN peacekeeping mission called UNIMIL in Lebanon, following those strikes by Israel, and then also the actions thereof that are being taken by the Foreign Affairs Ministry to make sure all these come to a halt or a truce, so to speak. Up next.
Now, welcome to This Morning segment on New Day on TV3. Yes, so we're asking you the question about what you make of the strikes eventually getting to the peacekeeping camp of Ghanaians in Lebanon and the responses coming from the Foreign Affairs Ministry as well as regards to this attack on us. We do have our first caller on the line already, Christian. Good morning to you, Christian. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Please tell us where you're calling us from and your thought. We've lost Christian on the line, but we did tell you earlier that the Ghana Armed Forces had issued a statement, at least giving us an update regarding what happened to our team in Lebanon and what's being done. And it says the Ghana Armed Forces wishes to inform the general public that following the recent missile attack on the headquarters of the Ghanaian battalion serving with the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, 4 soldiers are injured, 3 minor and 1 critical. The critically injured soldier has successfully undergone surgery and responding to treatment. All injured soldiers are currently in stable condition. Additionally, 14 officers whose accommodation were completely burnt down have since been recated, reaccommodated, and provided with support. Despite the incident, the battalion is in high spirits and morale remains high. The Ghana Armed Forces expresses its profound gratitude to the general public for the continued solidarity, and is coming from Veronica Ajo Ahen, who is Captain Ghana Navy Acting Director General Public Affairs. We have another caller joining us from WA. Good morning to you. Please tell us your name, what you make of what's happening with us in Lebanon.
Beatrice, good morning. This is Aziz Donla. I'm calling from WA.
Aziz Donla, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
Very well, thank you. Please share with us your thoughts
this morning, yeah, before I come to that, this morning you guys are looking top notch. You guys are looking good. I can see the Alaji sitting over there. The new Alaji sitting by you.
Yes, Roland.
It's looking good. Yeah. Before that, I want to also say hi to Professor Sharif Khalid. He's the economic advisor to the Vice President, and that of my indefatigable and incredible boss, Tanko Rashid Computer. Hopefully, NDC will be opening their nominations, hopefully somewhere in November. I want to consider myself for regional communication officer. So I'll be needing your prayers. Before that, I think the Ghana Armed Forces, it's very sad that we have to go through this. That's from the Middle East. I think we need to pray for our soldiers and peacekeepers. They left their homes and they are with other people trying to...
Hello?
They are trying to also keep peace over there. And then if they have left their families and they are over there, the only thing we can pray for them is good health and good life. But what is happening there, the world must come and say something. That is the African Union, the other countries that are quiet. We must all speak up. Because if you think it is only happening in Iran, it will escalate. And if it does so, then mean we are all going to get the consequences. So we must all pray for the people over there, and peace must prevail. Good morning once again. Thank you, Beatrice.
Peace must prevail. Thank you, Thank you very much. And that was Aziz Donla calling us from WA in the Upper West region. Roland, you heard him say that he's looking at vying for the regional communications officer.
Aziz Donla, that's what he said. Okay. But, you know, also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had been responding to this as well in terms of the actions that need to be done diplomatically to be able to address this. And so they issued a statement. We'll go through the statement very soon. Also point to the steps that are being taken. And so far, they are indicating that the foreign minister has, on behalf of the government of the Republic of Ghana, formally lodged a protest with the United Nations. And this is following the attack on the Ghana battalion serving with the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL. And that attack took place on 6th of March. And subsequently, we know that it left soldiers seriously injured. We're told this morning that there's every indication that the soldiers are out of some critical condition, so to speak. And the statement does indicate that the government has called on the UN for a full, immediate, impartial and transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding the attack on personnel deployed in the service of international peace and security. The statement continues that Ghana strongly condemns the attack and has further demanded that those responsible be identified and held accountable, as the attack constitutes a grave violation of international law, also amounting to war crime and affront to the protections afforded to the UN peacekeeping personnel. And then the statement continues that the government of Ghana is urging the UN to take all necessary measures to ensure the safety and security of members of the Ghana contingent serving with UNIFIL, as well as all personnel serving under the mission who, at great personal risk, make daily sacrifices, all in the service of humanity. So far, according to this statement, the Foreign Affairs Ministry says they will continue to monitor development closely and remain engaged with the relevant UN bodies and authorities on the subject matter. And this was shared across board to all media houses and then also to the public as well. But it gives us an indication of where we are currently with this crisis, so to speak. Some of those affected countries have their airspace locked down in the meantime. They will do a thorough assessment of the situation, whether they have to reopen their airspaces. But also there's an indication that the Ghanaian embassies in some of those Arabian countries want to ensure that there's smooth passage of Ghanaians who are locked down in those countries, who want to use the nearby road route to be able to get to their next destination and come home if they have to.
And I think that's what the Foreign Affairs Minister said earlier, that individuals who are interested in coming back should indicate that and communicate with the or through the communication channels so that they can get evacuated. We do have Sani from Wali Wali joining us on the phone as well. Good morning to you, Sani. Thank you so much for joining us on the This Morning segment on New Day. Tell us what's on your mind.
Okay. Good morning, Madam Beatrice and Mr. Roland. How are you too?
We're doing very well, thank you.
You know, his voice sounds like Aziz Donla.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
Yes, I must confess that you people are looking good this morning.
Thank you.
Thank your designers for, that kind of outfit. And then having said that, I would want to greet my people in Wali Wali. You know, this is the Ramadan and we're in the last days of it. So we pray that Allah accept our supplications and all that. Yes. And then I want to say that I'm also very thankful to the Almighty Allah for the lives of our soldiers, in fact, who are doing the peacekeeping over there. We thank Almighty for their lives because none of them has died. So we thank Almighty Allah and then pray that He heal them, all of them, speedily so that they continue with their good works. And like my brother in War said, look, we must all condemn what is happening over there. You see, and then we need to abuse the minds of some people that some people are thinking it's a Christian Muslim war. That is not so. Okay, this is a show of power by the US and their hypocritical collaborators, that is the Israelis. Because for all you know, there is only 2% of what they call Christians in Israel. Do you understand? And Muslims are even more than Christians in Israel. But when you go to Iran, there are many billions of Christians there. So it's never a Christian Islamic war. It is just a show of power that the Americans are collaborating with Israel. And then they started it with Iraq. You all remember in 2003, they used the same thing that they're talking about, that Iran had engaged in the production of weapons of mass destruction. Do you understand? And they said that the Iraqi president has to leave the country. So they went and attacked that country, took control of the Iraq and all that. The same thing they did to Libya. So you see, what they are doing there is not the best. They just want to take control of their natural resources and then all that. You know, Libya is blessed. Iran is blessed with oil and all that. But if people fail to speak up, we are all going to bear the brunt of what is going on there. Before this war started, crude oil barrel was less than $17 million. Today we are talking of $100 million. So you see that when you go to our pumps today, the prices have skyrocketed due to this. Today planes cannot fly, okay? And then tourism and all that are all affected. So we, the weaker countries like Ghana, we are going to suffer. So we have to, speak against what they are doing there, and then call a spade a spade. What America is doing is not the best at all. Look at when you go to Gaza today, they have bombarded Gaza. There's nothing over there, and
Thank you.
They still continue. So it's not the best. I'm very emotional.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in and for sharing your thoughts with us. And very shortly, like we did mention, we'll be speaking with security and fraud consultant Richard Kumado. But there's also a statement, right, coming through from the embassy, Ghana's embassy in Qatar. We'll just go through that quickly for us. It says, further to the notice issued by the Embassy of the Republic of Ghana in Qatar on the 6th of March 2026, the embassy wishes to inform that it is making arrangements for assisted departure options for Ghanaians seeking to leave Qatar by road. Anyone who urgently wishes to leave is kindly requested to indicate their interest by email to Doha at mfa.gov.gh. And that's the statement coming from the embassy in Doha, of course, Ghana's embassy there. And I think that's what I mentioned earlier. Mr. Kumado is on the line.
Yeah. Rachel Kumado is joining us. Good morning to you. And you've been monitoring the event, especially with the missile that was thrown, or the affected Ghana camp of Gambat, when we're talking about the soldiers or the troops serving under UNIFIL. Usually, how would the morale be like for those troops?
It wasn't just the morale, but back into history, just a little bit into history. This is the second time they are attacking that particular camp. And the other point to be made is that within that particular enclave, Gaza, the Middle East, around Gaza, West Bank, and Lebanon, UN agencies have come under attack severally, and many people have died, and there were a lot of casualties. But the bigger question is, if you keep on attacking UN agencies, then definitely that is going to affect global peace, and it's going to raise unnecessary tension. So we are saying that this particular attack is unnecessary, it's unwarranted, and it's unreasonable. So it will not just be morale, but then you have demoralized the people, create all manner of unnecessary circumstances for them, when actually, according to international law and in line with fighting with one another, they are not combatants, they are peacekeepers. And there's no information or justification or evidence to prove that they have taken side. The job for which they have been sent there is what they are performing. And to attack them in the manner you did, I think is a little bit careless, and we should not tolerate it. What Ghana government to do, it will be in the larger interest of our state. And I think the foreign minister and the president of Ghana has the capacity in taking those decisions.
But we do understand as a country that this is a very fluid situation. And would you say, as somebody who has been within the various spheres of security, the troops themselves or the personnel themselves know what they are up against?
Definitely, yes. And that is why there are international law. There's international law that governs conflicts such as this. And that is why when it comes to wars or conflict, there are perimeters and there are determinations and there are guidelines. The further you are at war with one another, there's something we call targets. They select their targets. And this is not one of the targets you should be selecting. It's like you bomb children's hospital. You bomb schools and kill children. They are not combatants. You have gone out of your scope and you are treading into waters that is dangerous. And that is why we say that you have violated international law and the very law that guides how conflicts are conducted and how wars are supposed to be conducted. So even though this particular group of people are soldiers and they know the reason why they are there, they have come under the UN for peacekeeping, and they are far from the distance which the conflict is taking place. And you should not target them unnecessarily because there have been no rule or there's no evidence to say that they are partaking in the conflict and they have taken side. And I think that it is time for Africa to craft their own laws in line with international policy and conflict, so that Africa can have some levels of leverage. Other than that, this particular law we are all supposed to abide by, which is normally called international law, has been broken and has been violated by some of these unreasonable acts, and it doesn't serve anybody's interest, rather than creating minimal trouble for the world.
We know the UN Charter clearly specifies, even though not specifically mentioning troops, and especially those serving under UN missions, so to speak, also gives the authority for them to be protected in a way, by way of forces. And subsequently, you also look at the Geneva Convention. Ideally, there should be some modicum of caveats or respect also given to such forces on ground who seem to be neutral. Clearly, you find that these articles have been breached. What then, as a recourse, can we undertake, like Ghana, a small country like Ghana, so to speak, if I'm permitted to make that description?
This is Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, and this is the Ghana that is 69 years old. And these are the things Society for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah spoke about many years ago, and some of the African leaders didn't take him seriously. We are just not facing the reality, but the consequences of not uniting as an African and having your own determinations as to how you want to relate with the world will make you suffer some of these vulnerabilities and consequences. And that is why we are saying that to the extent that these protocols and chapters have been violated previously, we are seeing another one again, and it should be an opportunity for us as a nation to take a decision. Fortunately for us as a nation, our foreign policy clearly states
for the final showdown.
Venue, Studio B, one night.
So quickly, the Foreign Affairs Minister, I know that he is doing better and he's doing well, and the government should take some serious measures to ensure that safety and precaution are applied so that as early as possible they are withdrawn rather than to be left there to face all these risks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much calling us, Peter T. Thank you for calling us and sharing your thoughts. I will just read this quick message. I believe you have a number of them.
Tons of them.
Yes. It said, good morning. You're looking awesome. Thank you very much. That's coming from Prince Henry Koforidia. Tell Roland not to despair your name. Why? Okay. And then he says, I wish our gallant soldiers out there who are sacrificing to make Ghana proud all the best. I want to commend the Defense Ministry and the military hierarchy. Say, God bless our homeland, Ghana. Regards to the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah, coming from Prince Henry Koforidia. Thank you very much for your message. Perhaps I can read one more before I come to you, Roland, to read what you have. And this is coming from Mr. Simon Yenwa. He says, good morning, Beatrice and Roland. The unprovoked attack on the Ghanaian peacekeeping camp in Lebanon is most unfortunate and condemnable. The timely intervention by the Foreign Ministry is commendable. All diplomatic forces must be marshaled to find a lasting peace in that region. Whether anybody likes it or not, this US-Israel-Iran war has devastating effects on all of us, coming from Simon Yenwa in Upper West Region.
Right. I have this one from Newday. Ni Atukwe. Good morning to you, Ni. I hope you're doing well. The war is messing up our Ghana month. We need to hear from Ghana National Petroleum Corporation due to the effects of the war on our fuel prices. You mean NPA, National Petroleum Authority?
Yes.
Okay. I think Aduji had been speaking over the weekend as well. What are your plans to help Ghanaians? Newday Atukwe wants to know. And then also we have Sherry Giovanni says, this is unfortunate for the Israelites to attack the camp of UNIFIL peacekeepers who are not part of the war. I was also thinking that the African Union and the ECOWAS will also issue a statement to show solidarity with the Ghanaian troops who are stationed there. And then Guy G. Cantonment says, interesting discussion so far, certainly will have an effect. Happy birthday to my wife, Vera Asantie J, a.k.a. Mrs. Guy G. It says, you are a rare gem. Your type is rare, truly. And then Guy G. Cantonment Accra sending that. And the CEO for the Zongo Development Fund, Halidu Haruna Alhaji, happy birthday to you as well. We have to take you to Tetekwashi, is that not it?
Yes, and we did say that there is some unusual traffic happening there because of the construction currently going on. We're showing you images right now, I believe taken this morning, and you can see exactly the traffic situation at this Tetekwashi. So if you know the road, it's actually on the what people call the spanner road, which is the main road that we mentioned earlier, the Medina linking the 37 road. There's a statement coming in from the Ghana Highway Authority, and perhaps I can just go through that very briefly. Okay, but before that though, we understand that traffic currently is building from the Ghana Standards Authority on the University of Ghana Highway leading up to Tetekwashi roundabout. So the Standards Authority Road is what links the National Identification Authority as well as the ADB Golf House. And so that's what you're seeing right now. That's really heavy traffic over there, Roland.
Very stuck. And for those who are there, early on, we had the Ghana Highway Authority issuing a statement.
Yes.
Beatrice will take you through that statement by way of caution, and then
Yes, it says the Ghana Highway Authority, acting on behalf of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, wishes to inform the public and all road users of an upcoming traffic management arrangement as part of the ongoing construction works on the Accra-Tema motorway and extension project. He says this arrangement is necessary to facilitate the T-beam launching works for the expansion of the Tetekwashi Interchange Bridge. During this period, lanes on the N4 northbound carriageway, that's the Accra to Medina direction, what we just talked about, will be temporarily closed. Meanwhile, the southbound carriageway, which is Medina to Accra direction, which currently comprises 4 lanes, will be reconfigured into 2 lanes in each direction to accommodate traffic flow from Accra to Medina and vice versa. It says this temporary traffic adjustment will take effect for Monday, the 9th of March 2026. That's exactly today, and is expected to last for a period of 4 months. The lane reduction is essential to provide a safe working environment for construction personnel and to ensure the continued safety of all road users. And of course, the last paragraph says motorists are kindly advised to exercise caution, observe all traffic signs, and cooperate with traffic management officials throughout the duration of the works. And it says for further information, please contact the Public Affairs Division by WhatsApp on 055 162 2244. That's 055 162 2244. That's the Public Affairs Department WhatsApp line for the Ghana Highway Authority. So this exercise is starting today, and per this statement I just read from the Ghana Highway Authority, is expected to last for 4 months. And so if you're using the Tetekwashi Road from Accra to Medina and vice versa, be cautioned that this work is currently ongoing. But let's celebrate Ghana Month in grand style with gold board jewelry from 26th to the 28th of March 2026. Heritage Village presents a first-of-its-kind curated outdoor experience at Akwaba Park, adjacent to the Hajj Village, showcasing Ghana's finest brands, creators, and institutions. This is a gold board national platform championing Made in Ghana, local value addition, and the promotion of local manufacturing, innovation, and creation. Now, if you believe in Made in Ghana, this is where you need to be. To exhibit or partner, you can call now on 0209 417 777. That's 0209 417 777 or 0536 308 888. That's 0536 308 888 to contact the gold board and display your items. You're still here on Newday on TV3. We'll come back. We'll bring you the big issue with Roland Walker and some more. Do stay with us.
It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition, 3 regions. 4 days, Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history. Asing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast, then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition, 3 regions, 4 days, Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Komfornochi Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history. Asing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Comfort Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history. Asing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it.